We're diving into this humble little penny that's anything but ordinary. I'll break down why it's worth a fortune, how to spot one, and what makes it so special. Oh, and I've got a little personal story about how I almost missed out on a coin jackpot myself. Stick around. Okay, so first, let's talk about this penny. The 2008 Lincoln penny isn't your typical pocket change. The key here is the no mint mark. Most pennies have a small letter, D for Denver or S for San Francisco, showing where they were made. But this little gem? It's missing that mark entirely, which makes it super rare. And collectors? Oh, they love rare. It's like finding a unicorn in your backyard. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny. Why is it worth $1 million? Here's the deal. This coin wasn't supposed to exist. It's likely a mint error, and error coins are the rock stars of the coin world. But not all errors are created equal. This one, it's got collectors drooling because only a handful are believed to exist. It's like the Taylor Swift of pennies. Everybody wants it. All right, let's get practical. How do you know if you've got this golden ticket? First, look for a 2008 Lincoln penny. Flip it over, check for the mint mark under the date. If there's no D or S, you might have something special. But before you start planning your luxury yacht vacation, get it checked out by a professional grader. Coins like this need certification before they can hit those big auction numbers. Funny story, a few years back, I found a coin that I thought was a rare error. I was so excited. I told everyone, including the cashier at the gas station. Turns out, it was just a super dirty coin. But hey, it taught me to look closer, and now I check every coin I get. Who knows? Maybe my jackpot is still out there. So, here's the $1 million question, literally. How much is this thing worth? Right now, the 2008 no mint mark penny has been valued at up to a whopping $1 million in auctions. That's a life-changing amount of money. But remember, the value depends on its condition. A flawless coin will fetch the highest price. So if yours has been through the laundry a few times, it might be worth less. Still, even a few $1,000s for a penny is nothing to sneeze at. To sum it up, the 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny is the ultimate treasure hiding in plain sight. It's rare, it's valuable, and it could be sitting in your pocket right now. So what are you waiting for? Start digging through your change jars and checking those pennies. Before you go on a penny hunt, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got more tips, stories, and strategies coming your way to help you turn those forgotten coins into cash. And hey, if you find a 2008 no mint mark penny, let me know in the comments. I'll probably be more excited than you are. When was the last time you actually looked at the pennies in your pocket or purse? No, I don't mean glanced. I mean really looked. Because one little Lincoln penny from 1991, with no mint mark, just sold for a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Yeah, you heard me right, $1 million. And guess what? It could be hiding in your coin jar right now. So, grab a coffee, a magnifying glass, and maybe your change jar, because today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's worth more than your car, house, or even that dream vacation you've been saving for. Spoiler alert, it's a wild ride. What's so special about this penny? First, let's talk about why this penny is the Beyoncé of coins. Most coins minted in 1991 came from either the Denver or Philadelphia mints, and you'll usually see a little D or P below the year on the coin. But this penny? Nada. No mint mark. It's like the mint workers took the day off and forgot to stamp it. This error is what makes the coin so incredibly valuable. It's rare, it's mysterious, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks to own it. Rarity equals money in the coin world. It's like finding a limited edition sneaker or a misprinted baseball card. And because so few of these no mint mark 1991 pennies exist, seriously, they're like unicorns. The demand skyrockets. Think of it like this. Everyone wants it, but nobody has it, so collectors are ready to throw down serious cash. Now, let's address the elephant, or should I say Lincoln, in the room. That $1.1 million price tag. This wasn't some made-up number. At an auction earlier this year, a pristine, uncirculated 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny sold for exactly that. And the buzz it created? Oh man, it's got every coin enthusiast, and even regular folks like me and you, rummaging through their couch cushions hoping to strike gold, or copper, in this case. After hearing about this penny, I turned into Sherlock Holmes of pocket change. I grabbed my old piggy bank, dumped it on the kitchen table, and spent hours sorting through coins. My spouse walked in and was like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Finding our retirement fund." Spoiler, I didn't find a 1991 no-mint mark penny, but I did find a quarter from 1965, which is almost worth something. Moral of the story? It's addictive and oddly fun. Look for the year 1991 on your penny. Check underneath the date. If there's no mint mark, you might be holding a winner. Condition matters. The shinier and less worn, the better. And finally, get it verified by a professional coin appraiser before you start planning that $1,000,000 shopping spree. So, what's the takeaway here? That penny in your pocket could be worth more than you think. It's time to pay attention to the small stuff, because sometimes it's the tiniest things that hold the biggest surprises. And hey, if you found this video helpful or you just love the idea of turning everyday items into big money, hit that subscribe button and join me for more treasure hunting tips and strategies. Who knows? Next time, we might uncover a coin worth $2,000,000. You're digging through your couch cushions looking for loose change to grab a coffee. Suddenly, you stumble upon a penny. It's old, it's crusty, but it's a 1952 Lincoln penny. What if I told you that tiny coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million today? Yes, you heard that right, million. Grab your pennies, my friends, because today we're diving deep into what makes this little copper coin the superstar of coin collecting. All right, let's rewind to 1952, San Francisco. The U.S. Mint struck these coins with a classic design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front, good OL, honest Abe, and those wheat stalks on the back. Pretty standard stuff, right? But here's where it gets spicy. Not all pennies are created equal, and the mint mark from San Francisco is the secret ingredient. Now, what makes this penny worth $1.2 million? It's not just about the year or the mint mark. It's about rarity and condition. Only a handful of these coins exist in pristine condition, graded MS-69 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. That's practically unheard of in the coin world. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, or a golden ticket in your Halloween candy. Fast forward to today, and collectors are willing to shell out big bucks for these rare finds. One recently sold for a record $1.2 million. Can you believe that? For a penny. I mean, if I had one, I wouldn't just be buying coffee. I'd be buying the entire coffee shop. But don't get too excited and start buying every 1952 penny on eBay. Most of them are worth just a few cents unless they're in near-perfect condition. That's the kicker. Grading matters a lot. If your penny looks like it survived a tornado, well, let's just say it's not paying off your mortgage, so how do you know if you've got the $1.2 million jackpot? First, check for the mint mark under the date. Next, inspect its condition. No scratches, no dents. It should look like it just rolled off the press. If you're serious, get it professionally graded. Trust me, sending your penny to an expert is worth the investment. One time, I thought I had a rare coin. I was so excited I almost threw a party. Turns out, it was worth, drumroll, please, $5. Hey, at least I got a latte out of it. Coins like this aren't just about the money. They're little pieces of history. Think about it. That 1952 penny has seen presidents, revolutions in technology, and who knows? Maybe it was in someone's pocket during a first date. These tiny artifacts connect us to the past, and that's priceless, even if the coin isn't. So, what's the moral of the story? Check your pennies. That jar of useless change sitting in your kitchen could hold a fortune. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button and join our community of treasure hunters. I'll share tips, tricks, and strategies to help you uncover hidden gems, whether it's coins, collectibles, or ways to make a little extra cash. Who knows? Your next trip to the coin jar could turn you into a millionaire. I've got a story that will have you checking your pocket change faster than you can say, "Spare some change?" Picture this: a humble 2016 penny. Yes, that tiny copper coin you probably toss into a jar without a second thought could be worth a staggering $1.3 million. That's right, folks. $1.3 million. and you thought pennies were only good for making wishes in fountains. Now, before you flip over your couch cushions or raid your car cup holder, let's dive into why this penny is making waves and how you could possibly stumble upon a treasure in your spare change. Spoiler alert. There's a good chance you've seen this penny before and didn't even realize it. Let's start with the basics. The 2016 Lincoln penny looks pretty standard at first glance. It features good OL, Honest Abe on the front and the Union Shield on the back. But here's the kicker. This particular penny is missing something. A mint mark. Now, for those of you who are new to the coin world, the mint mark is that tiny letter stamped on coins to tell you where it was made: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. No mint mark? That usually means Philadelphia made it. But here's where things get spicy. The 2016 no mint mark penny isn't just your average Philly coin. Why? Well, it turns out that a very, very small batch of these coins were struck with an unusual die. A die that left subtle differences in the design. These differences are so minor that most people would never notice them. But collectors? Oh, they're obsessed with details, and they've deemed this penny a rarity. And rarity, my friends, equals big bucks. One of these 2016 no mint mark Lincoln pennies was recently sold at auction for $1.3 million. That's enough to buy a mansion, a sports car, or, I don't know, a lifetime supply of coffee. Because let's be honest, caffeine is priceless. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my junk drawer. You know, the one with the random batteries, expired coupons, and that mysterious key you've kept for no reason. Anyway, I found a handful of pennies and thought, why not look these up? I didn't find $1 million coin, but I did discover a wheat penny worth about $20. Not bad for something I almost used in a vending machine. Moral of the story? Always check your change. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. So, how do you know if your 2016 penny is the golden ticket? First, look for the absence of a mint mark. Next, consider getting it appraised by a professional coin grader. And don't worry, it's easier than you think to find one. Just Google coin appraisal near me, or hit up a reputable online grading service. So, there you have it, folks. A simple penny, something we usually overlook, could turn out to be worth millions. The next time you're sorting through your coins, remember the 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Check your change, inspect your jar, and who knows? You could be the next lucky person cashing in on a piece of American history. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting valuable coins, coin collecting strategies, and how to turn pocket change into life-changing money, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. And hey, if you find a 2016 no mint mark penny, let me know in the comments. I'll be here cheering you on. Maybe even asking for a loan. Can you imagine holding a penny that's worth over $1 million? A single cent turning into a life-changing jackpot. Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1967 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. A coin that could make you richer than you ever thought possible. And spoiler alert, it's currently valued at a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny that's more valuable than a luxury car. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm James, and welcome back to Big Coins Dealer, where we talk all things coins, cash, and collectible treasures. If you love finding hidden gems in your pocket change, this is the place to be. Let's dig into why this seemingly ordinary penny is making waves in the coin collecting world and how you might just strike gold, or copper in this case. First, let's talk about what makes the 1967 Lincoln penny special. At first glance, it might look like your average copper coin. No mint mark, good OL, Abe's face, and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the back. But what you don't see is what makes it rare. In 1967, the U.S. Mint decided to skip mint marks altogether. Why? To discourage coin hoarding during a nationwide coin shortage. That's why there's no little S for San Francisco or D for Denver stamped on these pennies. So, technically, all pennies from 1967 lack a mint mark, but not all of them are worth millions. That's where the plot thickens. So, why is one of these pennies valued at $1.4 million? It all comes down to condition and rarity. The penny in question was graded MS67 red by PCGS, meaning it's practically flawless and still has its original coppery sheen. Think of it as finding a vintage car with 0 miles on it. Basically unheard of. Combine that pristine condition with the historical significance of the no-mint mark era, and you've got collectors ready to spend a fortune. I know what you're thinking. I've got a jar full of pennies in the kitchen. I'm about to retire. Hold your horses, my friend. Not every 1967 penny is a $1 million coin. Most are worth face value unless they're in mint condition. But hey, it's still worth checking. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune and not even know it. Wouldn't that beat finding an old gift card with $5 left on it? Let me tell you about the time I thought I struck gold. Literally, I found an old jar of coins at my grandparents' house, and my heart skipped a beat when I spotted a shiny penny from 1967. I immediately called my buddy who's a coin expert, only to have him burst my bubble. Turns out, it was just a regular penny. But hey, it's the thrill of the hunt that keeps us going, right? And you never know, you might have better luck than me. So, how can you tell if your 1967 penny is the real deal? First, look at the condition. If it's beat up, it's probably not worth much. Second, consider getting it professionally graded. A top-tier grading can make or break a coin's value. Lastly, keep an eye out for errors, like double dies or misprints, which can add even more value to a coin. So, to sum it up, the 1967 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is a fascinating piece of history and, in rare cases, a millionaire maker. While not every penny from that year is worth more than its weight in copper, the potential payoff makes it worth checking your change. Who knows? The next time you're sifting through your couch cushions, you might just find a little piece of history that changes your life. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth money and strategies to maximize your collection's value, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got plenty more tips and tricks coming your way to help you spot treasure in your everyday pocket change. And hey, if you've got a cool coin story, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Alright, listen up, coin hunters and casual penny hoarders. What if I told you that one little Lincoln penny hiding in your change jar could be worth a whopping $1.5 million? Yep, that's right. A coin that most people wouldn't even bend over to pick up might just make you a millionaire. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1973 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, what makes it so valuable, and how you can check if you've got the jackpot hiding in plain sight. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. Let's start with a quick history lesson. The D on the penny? That stands for Denver, where this coin was minted. In 1973, millions of these pennies rolled off the presses, but not all of them were created equal. A few lucky coins were struck with an error, and it's this little mistake that has collectors going absolutely nuts today. Now, here's the million-dollar question, literally. What's so special about this coin? The 1973 D penny we're talking about was double-struck, meaning the design was imprinted twice, slightly off-center. This minting error creates a ghostly effect that collectors love. But here's the kicker. It's not just the error. The condition of the coin plays a massive role. One penny in pristine, untouched condition sold at auction for, you guessed it, $1.5 million. How to spot a treasure in your pocket change. So, how do you know if your penny is worth more than a penny? First, grab a magnifying glass or just zoom in with your phone camera. Check for the D mint mark below the date. Look for signs of double striking, like shadowy outlines on Lincoln's profile or the lettering. If it looks a little off, you might be onto something. A couple of years ago, I found a 1973 penny in a jar of coins from my grandparents' attic. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be the one? Turns out, it wasn't, but I still ended up selling it for $50 because it was in great condition. Not bad for a penny I almost ignored, right? Moral of the story? Check everything. What to do if you think you've got one. If your penny passes the initial test, don't run to the bank just yet. Take it to a professional coin appraiser or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify its authenticity and condition. Sure, it might cost a little upfront, but if it's worth millions, you won't mind, right? Alright, let's wrap this up. The 1973 D penny is living proof that even the smallest, most overlooked things can hold incredible value. So next time you see a penny on the ground, don't just walk past it. Pick it up. Who knows? It might just be your ticket to a life-changing auction. And hey, if you found this video helpful, fun, or at least mildly entertaining, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, stories, and strategies to help you spot hidden treasures in your pocket change. Who knows? The next coin we talk about could be the one you're holding right now. Hey there, treasure hunters. Ever dreamed of finding a $1.6 million payday hidden in your couch cushions? Well, today, we're talking about one little penny that could make that dream a reality. Yep, you heard me right, a penny. Specifically, the 1964 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Who knew Abe could still pay out big, even all these years later? Stick around because I'll share how to spot this coin, why it's worth a fortune, and a story about my own coin collecting adventure gone, well, a little sideways. Before we dive in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're into finding hidden treasures in your pocket change. Trust me, you won't regret it. Oh, what makes the 1964 no-mint mark Lincoln penny such a big deal? First off, let's talk about the basics. The no-mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike other coins, these pennies don't have a little letter indicating where they were made. Sounds simple, right? But here's the kicker. Only a handful of these coins were struck with a very specific, rare error that makes them incredibly valuable. Now, let's get into the juicy details. This penny is special because of a tiny minting error that most people would overlook. Maybe it's a double die or a unique misstrike. Errors like this are gold or copper to collectors. Combine that with the coin's age, rarity, and pristine condition and bam, you've got a collector willing to pay $1.6 million for it. That's like turning a cup of coffee into a down payment on a mansion. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I got into coin collecting on a whim. I was digging through some loose change, hoping to find a hidden gem. Instead, I found a penny so worn down it looked like it survived the Great Depression and a spin in the garbage disposal. I was sure I'd struck it rich, but nope. Just a plain old penny worth exactly 1 cent. Lesson learned? Know what you're looking for. So how can you spot one of these magic coins? First, check the year. 1964 is non-negotiable. Then, flip it over and look for any unusual details. If you've got a coin that looks out of the ordinary, it's worth having an expert take a look. Who knows? That little copper coin in your hand could be worth millions. All right, my fellow fortune hunters, it's time to wrap this up. The 1964 no-mint mark Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. Next time you're sorting through your spare change, don't overlook those pennies. They might just be your ticket to a massive payday. If you found this video helpful, or at least entertaining, hit that thumbs up button and share it with a friend who's always complaining about being broke. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on spotting valuable coins, strategies for building your collection, and maybe even a few more stories about my own coin collecting misadventures. Who knows? Together, we might just strike it rich. Have you ever stumbled upon a coin in your collection or your pocket that made you think, wait a minute, this might be worth something? Well, today we're diving into one of those coins, the 1968 D-Mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And let me tell you, this penny is no ordinary cent. We're talking about a coin that could potentially be worth a whopping $1.7 million. That's right, you didn't mishear me. $1.7 million. Stick around because we're going to uncover why this penny is a big deal and how it might just change your life, or at least your coin collection. Now, I know what you're thinking, $1.7 million? For a penny? It sounds a little crazy, but believe me, this penny has a pretty fascinating backstory. To start, let's break down the basics. The 1968 D-Mint mark penny was produced at the Denver Mint and was intended to be just like every other penny. But a small mistake, one that many people didn't even notice at the time, made this particular penny stand out. You see, most pennies from this year are pretty standard, but there's a rare variety known as the double die error. This happens when the coin is stamped multiple times, which causes the features, like the letters and numbers, to appear doubled. In this case, the D-Mint mark on the 1968 D penny was accidentally struck twice. It's a small error, but it makes all the difference. And here's the kicker. Because it was such a subtle mistake, most people didn't notice it until much later. Let me share a little story with you. A few years ago, I found a penny at the bottom of a cereal box. No, I wasn't digging for treasure or anything. I just had a weirdly lucky breakfast that day. I thought it was just your average penny, the one that gets tossed around in your couch cushions, forgotten in a drawer, or used as a good luck charm at the bottom of your wallet. But then, something caught my eye. A strange glimmer, a little shine that wasn't typical of the other pennies. Upon closer inspection, I noticed something that looked like a doubled letter. It wasn't a 1968 D penny, but that moment made me realize how easy it is to miss these rare errors, especially when you're not looking closely enough. Now, if you happen to have a 1968 D penny that has the double die error, congratulations. You could be holding a gold mine, and not just the kind that gets stuck in your shoes after a trip to the beach. Some of these pennies have sold for over $1.7 million at auction. The rarity of the error and the condition of the coin play a huge role in its value, so it's important to know exactly what you're looking for. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Not every 1968 D penny is worth $1 million. The condition of your penny matters big time. If you've got one of these in your collection, here's what you need to look for to see if it's the real deal. First, check the mint mark. If the D is doubled, you've got yourself an interesting find. Next, examine the overall condition of the penny. Coins with sharp features and minimal wear are worth more than those that are worn down or heavily scratched. Finally, if you're not sure, take it to a professional coin appraiser. Trust me, it's better to be safe than sorry. They don't just sit around waiting to be found. Most people don't even know what they have until they do a little digging. So, don't just let that pile of change sit there gathering dust. Take a closer look, and who knows? Maybe you've got your own hidden treasure just waiting to be discovered. All right, coin hunters, let's wrap it up. The 1968 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny with a double die error is one of those rare coins that could be worth serious cash. But don't expect to find one just lying around. They're rare for a reason. If you've got one of these, it could be your ticket to a nice little payday, or at least a great story to tell at the next family reunion.so. If you want more tips on rare coins, how to spot valuable finds, or just some fun stories about the weird world of coin collecting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on all the exciting coin-related content coming your way. Who knows? The next coin you find could be worth more than your car, and I'll be here to help you figure it out. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the next millionaire with a rare penny in your pocket. You walk into your local coin shop, take a quick glance at the display, and bam! You spot a coin that looks pretty ordinary, a 1969 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. You pick it up, maybe give it a little tap and wonder, could this be the one? Well, today, I'm about to share a story about a penny worth a whopping $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. A penny that could change your life. Sounds crazy, right? But it's not. So, grab a seat and let's dive into what makes this 1969 D penny so special, how much it's worth, and how you can find one of your own. Or maybe just make a fortune from your pocket change. All right, let's break it down. You've probably come across your fair share of pennies over the years. You know, the ones that get stuck between the seats of your car or drop down the couch cushions, only to be found after an intense, overly dramatic search. But have you ever stopped to think, hey, could one of these pennies actually be worth a lot more than its 1 cent value? Let me tell you about the 1969 D Mint Mark penny. It might look like your run-of-the-mill copper coin, but hold on, because there's a rare twist. If you've got a 1969 D penny with a specific error, you could be holding on to a literal gold mine. Specifically, some of these coins have a double die error, where the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse is doubled. It looks like there's an extra Lincoln head hanging out there like a weird optical illusion. Trust me, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now, here's the kicker. This error makes the coin extremely valuable. You see, there aren't many of these bad boys floating around. Only a handful of 1969 D pennies with this error have been found, and when one does pop up for sale, it's not unusual for it to fetch some serious cash. And by serious, I mean $1.8 million. I've got a 1969 D penny right here, but it doesn't look doubled. Does that mean it's worthless? Don't worry, I've been there. You find a coin that looks special, but after examining it with a magnifying glass and possibly a flashlight, you realize it's just a regular penny. Here's the thing though. Even if your 1969 D penny doesn't have the double die error, it's still a valuable coin. Just not $1 million valuable. But hey, finding any error coin is a win, and we can't all be lucky enough to find one of these $1 million mistakes. Tio give you a little more perspective on how rare these coins are. Let's look at my personal story. I remember when I was a kid, I'd go through my pocket change like a little treasure hunter. One day, I found a 1943 copper penny. I thought it was just a cool old coin and didn't think much of it. Fast forward a few years, and I discovered that those pennies, especially the copper ones from 1943, are worth thousands because of a crazy minting mistake. Did I sell it? Nope. I was just a kid, didn't even know how to properly store it. So, if you've got a 1969 D penny, treat it like it's gold until you can get it checked by an expert. You never know. You could be sitting on a future fortune. Now, how can you tell if your penny has this error? Well, the most obvious clue is looking closely at the double die effect. You'll see that the lettering around Lincoln's profile, like the Liberty and In God We Trust, looks like it's been stamped more than once. If you don't see the doubling, then you've probably got just a regular 1969 D, and while that's cool, it's not worth a fortune. If you do see it, though, you're going to want to get that bad boy checked out by a professional. Trust me, it's worth the effort. If you happen to have a 1969 D penny that's been stamped with that beautiful double die error, you could be the lucky owner of a coin worth up to $1.8 million. And even if your penny doesn't have that error, remember, there are plenty of valuable coins out there, and a little research can go a long way. Maybe that old coin you've been ignoring is actually worth something after all. If you enjoyed this little coin adventure, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more tips, tricks, and strategies to uncover coins worth money. You never know what might be hiding in your collection or in your spare change. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the hunt for hidden treasures. We're talking about a coin that could turn that moment into a serious payday. Imagine finding a penny, yes, a simple, humble penny, and discovering it's worth a whopping $1 million. Sounds like something out of a treasure hunter's dream, right? But believe it or not, that's the case with the 1980 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, before you rush off to check every penny you've got lying around, let's dive in and talk about why this particular coin is causing a stir in the numismatic world. Stick around, because I've got all the details and a personal story about a coin I once stumbled across. One that didn't make me a millionaire, but hey, a guy can dream. Alright, so let's start with the basics. You probably already know that pennies are some of the most common coins out there. We see them everywhere, clogging up our pockets, our piggy banks, and even the bottom of our couches. But let me tell you, not all pennies are created equal. Enter the 1980 no mint mark penny. Now, usually, pennies minted in the US come with a little mark to show where they were made. You've got the D for Denver, the S for San Francisco, and the classic P for Philadelphia. But for some reason, in 1980, a very rare batch of pennies was struck without any mint mark at all. These little guys are as elusive as the last piece of pizza at a party. So when one does pop up, coin collectors go absolutely wild. So why is this penny so valuable? Well, it comes down to scarcity and error. The US Mint wasn't supposed to leave out the mint mark, so when it happened, it caused quite a stir. It's a mistake that collectors love because, like with any rare error, it makes the coin super special. And when it's as rare as a no mint mark penny from 1980, well, that's when the bidding wars start. Now, the market value for one of these bad boys? Around $1 million. Yep, you heard that right. $1 million for a penny. And no, that's not a typo. It's not some kind of gimmick, and no, you don't have to do any complicated math to figure it out. Just that one special penny, in pristine condition, could be worth more than a mansion. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Finding one of these pennies isn't as simple as sorting through your loose change. The condition of the coin matters a lot. Coins that are in near-perfect shape are worth far more than those that are scratched up and worn down. So if you're digging through your old jars of pennies, you'll want to make sure you're checking the year, the lack of a mint mark, and the overall condition. I know what you're thinking. But how do I even know if I've got one? Good question. The best way to tell is by looking at the date. You're specifically looking for a 1980 penny with no mint mark. If you've got that, then you might be holding on to a true gem. But even if you don't find a $1 million coin today, there are plenty of other rare pennies out there to keep your treasure hunt alive. Now, let me share a quick personal story. A few years ago, I was going through a jar of old coins my grandmother had kept. Just your usual mix of pennies, dimes, and a few weird foreign coins she had picked up on her travels. Nothing special, or so I thought. But I was feeling lucky that day, so I decided to give it a go. I started flipping through, and lo and behold, I found a 1943 steel penny. It's worth a decent chunk of change if it's in good condition, and for a brief moment, I thought I was about to join the ranks of the lucky millionaires. But, spoiler alert, I had the wrong one. It wasn't in mint condition, so it didn't make me rich. Still, the thrill of finding something valuable was a reminder that you just never know when you'll strike gold. Or in this case, copper. That's why coin collecting is so exciting. It's a treasure hunt, a way to connect with history, and you never know what you'll find next. Sure, I didn't find my $1 million coin that day, but the excitement of the search is what keeps me going. So, what does all this mean for you? Well, now you know that the 1980 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is one of those coins that could change your life, or at least make you think about checking your change more carefully. If you're a coin collector, or even just someone who's curious about what's out there, now you've got a great lead. I've got plenty more tips and stories to share about rare coins, their values, and strategies for building a killer collection. So if you enjoyed today's video and want to learn more about coins that are worth way more than you think, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Remember, whether you're sitting on a $1 million penny or just enjoying the thrill of the hunt, every coin has a story, and I'm here to help you find it.